Glow Yard. Hey, we made it to summer. Let's get it. We made it to the finals, but we out for the summer. What an exciting season, what's next, I wonder. Bella King with the Glow Yard on playback. When October comes, he said, Nico, run it back. We made it to the storm and we almost got the chip. We had some tough games, but now we ain't quit. We saw them boys come together, others fall apart. But most important thing, we saw our teams got heart. Luka making records and Kyrie making moves. When there's breaking news, Bella King got it for you. When you wanna see some damn perspective views, I'll put you on YouTube, make you know who to shoot. Whether you wanna talk or vent or who's who, just keep it respectful to my Glow Yard crew. At WTN, just to speak to the panel, and welcome to the We Talk MAVS channel. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. When October comes, he said, Nico, run it back.
Yes, sir. YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, MFFLs, podcast listeners all over the worldwide globe. It is your boys, Rel and King. We're back again for We Talk MAVS. Where we talk Dallas Mavericks from a fan's perspective, man. Y'all already know how we do on this channel, man. We talk about all things involving the Dallas Mavericks. Listen, man, if you're into that type of stuff, man, you're into the content involving the Dallas Mavericks, you're in the right place. Go ahead, do us a huge favor, man, and hit that subscribe button, man. If you're new to the channel. And also, too, man, everybody hit that like button, man. Please, everybody hit that like button to help us build that algorithm up, man, to find more Mav fans like yourselves to join us here, man, to talk all things Dallas Mavericks. And we also, too, want to welcome special guests over from TGK TV, man, here joining us today. We definitely appreciate y'all, too. While y'all are at it, go ahead and subscribe to his channel, too, man, and also hit that like button, man, if you're watching over y'all. All right, man. Listen, man, we got a special one for y'all today, man. Y'all already know how we usually do this, man. We have guests on the channel, man. We just be sitting here chopping it up about these Dallas Mavericks. We talk about certain topics like he wanted to know when is the White Power and to get another contract extension, stuff like that. So we definitely gonna talk about that type of stuff, man. He ready to get the jersey and all that good stuff. But listen, man. King, you ready to get to it, man?
I am, bro. I was hoping you was gonna give me that Hall of Fame jersey, though.
I got you, man. I got you. The White Pal Hustle Hall of Fame jersey, man. It's coming your way, man. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas. Listen, man. Let's get to it, man. But before we do that, man, we got to show some love to the sponsors of the channel, man.
Before we continue, we want to give a special shout out to Fanatics for hooking the channel up with a personalized link for you guys and ladies to get all of your official NBA Dallas Mavericks merchandise and apparel. If you're interested in helping the channel at all, please scan the QR code on the screen or check out the link in the description. We appreciate all of the continued support, and big thanks go out to Fanatics once more for hooking us up over here at We Talk Mavs.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and scroll on down to the description box, man, and click on that link for Fanatics. The season is right around the corner, man. It's perfect time to go ahead and copy some brand spanking new, fresh off the oven Mav gear, guys. So go ahead and scroll on down to the description box below. Click on that link to Fanatics. It also helps out the channel in that special way. And it also helps you copy brand new gear. All right, King, you ready to get to the special guest, man?
Yes, sir. Special guest.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and bring up our first guest here, man. Y'all already know who this guy is, man. We don't know who this guy is. Wait, hold on. Who is this guy? Who is this guy, man? What? Oh, my bad, TGK. Hold on. Proceed.
Oh.
My bad. I had to use
what? No, you're good. Like, what? I'm back on We Talk Mavs late at night. Like, this hasn't happened in, I don't know, a long time, but now it's possible, and here we are, man. Ready for another season. How y'all doing?
Man, when the season comes with TGK, I'm ready, man. I know we begin in September, man. I'm just ready to get to the season, man.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. Ready to go. Locked and loaded. Ready to go.
Yes, sir. Listen, man. Our second guest, man, we got to bring this guy on proper, man. He's brand new to the channel, doing great work in the sports community, man. We definitely got to show love to this man here. Listen, we got D. You already know you're doing big things when you got to put D in front of their name, man. We got the Chris Henderson on, aka Hendo in the building, man, of chendo.com, aka also too Fanatics Views. I know a lot of y'all follow him here on YouTube, man, when he's dropping the different content, covering different sports and different athletes, and also showing different highlight packages and stuff like that too, man. So we definitely appreciate him coming on, man. We definitely do, man. Appreciate you coming on, Chris.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm excited, man, to talk some Mavs basketball, man. I think we got something big this year. We got to ride that momentum that we had last year. Didn't end the way we wanted to, but the boys are going to be locked in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. See, I like that positivity, man. I like that, man. I already starting off right. I like it, man. Listen, fellas, like I said before, man, we already know that this team is gearing for the new season. We already know this team is looking forward to trying their best to get back to the finals, and this time, completing it. We just re-signed Marquise Morris, so I think our roster is now set going into the season. Mm-hmm. I just want to get y'all's overall view of y'all's opinion of this roster, the way it's constructed, the additions that we have, the re-signings that we did. Like, what's y'all's overall view of this team going forward? Let me start with you, Chris.
Oh man, you got to give your credit to Nico Harrison. I mean, Nico has just done a wonderful job. The train wreck that it was before he got here, right? Let's just be honest. This organization was going through a lot. You know, with a lot of relationships that I have with players throughout the league, that was one thing that got discussed amongst a lot of players that I talked to, that the Mavericks was just everywhere. There was no sort of like understanding what they were trying to build, what they're trying to do. And Nico, he's a smart basketball guy. He understands about having certain star players, having roles, picking guys that understand their roles. Guys not going to step on each other's toes or different things like that. He understands to get better every year, not be complacent, because that window for Luka is obviously the most important thing in this equation. You got to make sure that he's going to be equipped to not just win one championship. They want to win multiple. Bringing in guys like Kyrie, who at the time people thought was controversial, right? And Kyrie embraced the city. He embraced the culture and just players out the league, some of the best star players in the league. When I asked them about that first move, that Kyrie move, I felt like was the change. They all said Dallas did something that they had never done, that a lot of people thought they would never do. And when they did it, it put a lot of people on notice. And just going to this offseason, Klay Thompson, I've interviewed Klay about 7 times. And I'll tell you this, one thing I like about Klay is he wants to be just one of the guys. He fits perfect with his team's like chemistry. He's a winner. He's gonna play well around guys like Luka and even more importantly Kyrie. I got to give credit to Kyrie Irving on that because Kyrie's gonna get some guys that want to come here. For years as a Mavs fan, we love Dirk. Dirk is one of the greatest players ever. We've had Luka. We've had 2 generational type guys. But the question has always been, can they get guys to come to Dallas? It has always been as well. Do they actually care? Do they try? Well, Kyrie is one of them guys that the basketball culture loves. Players love Kyrie. So they got their guy that not only he can ball, but he can also recruit. And Klay was already in. I felt it last year. We were at SMU, and they were practicing. And I went to that practice when the Golden State came in town. And I asked Klay about this Mavs team. And he turned red and was ear to ear grinning like, yeah, man, this team they're almost there. They're missing a few things, and who knew that he would probably be one of the things that they were actually missing. But you still were able to keep P.J. Washington around, obviously. Najee Marshall, who I think is going to be the most underrated move I think the Mavs made. We're going to miss DJ, man. Derrick Jones was a guy that, he stepped up in his role in a big way. Congratulations to him for getting paid. But a guy like Najee, he's going to be hungry. He's a dog. He's going to want to do the dirty work. Some things get physical with certain guys. When you face a team like Boston, he's going to want to take on that matchup of guarding the Jaylen Brown, the Jason Tatums of the world. You still got your 2 bigs. And I think that, we all excited about Lively. But I'm going to tell you this right now, Dan Gafford is working his ass off this season. For what I've seen and what people I know that talk, he's been working his ass off, man. So you got to give him credit for this offseason, man. I think Jaden Hardy's going to take that next step. A lot of people are excited for that. Jason Kidd has made an emphasis of being around these guys, conversations, talking to them, make sure everybody's good. So when it's time to get to that training camp, everybody's going to be ready. This is a tight-knit bunch, man, and I'm excited, man, to see what they're going to do with this. I feel like, in a way, I know people are set on this roster. They brought back Marquise, which I think is very smart. He's a culture guy. But I do feel like if things get a little shaky, Nico's not going to just sit there and just say, hey, man, we're going to figure it out. He's going to pull that plug, man. He's one of those guys that understands that window and what you got to do to win. And like I said, since he's been here, conference finals, championships, that's the goal, get to the championship, not just get in the first round and lose every year. He's trying to find ways to get better. And, the idea is that now you need to compete with those big dogs. And he understands the West is going to get better. I think Jason understands that. Sweeney, all those guys out there, the coach, that they understand that the West is going to get better, and they got to get better, because that's something that I heard from myself, man, at a WNBA game, that the number one focus was the coach staff needs to be better too. So we're going to see.
Yeah. So hold on. So you telling me there's no powder being kept dry? That's what you're trying to tell me, Chris?
Nah, man. Look, I don't want.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on Donnie Nelson or anything like that, but we saw that, man. If you're a Mavs fan, and like including myself that covers this team so long, man, it was the same thing every year. The dry rumors, the dry dreams. It was tough for me as a guy that would just talk to these players, and they sound like they want to come here or they want to be here, but then nothing happened. It was like, well, no, I had to change of opinion. Or we wait 10 years later after the guys pretty much washed up. That's not the case anymore. Like I said, you got the ultimate wild card in Nico Harrison. He's not about playing those games, man. Like, if you want to be here, he's going to go get you. They're going to try their best. I think that he understands you got to give up something to get something. I think he understands that you need dogs. Like, at the end of the day, you can't have number 77 out there playing his ass off every night, getting 40, 10, and 10, and everybody else just sitting there hoping that, hope I get hot. No, go get Kyrie. Go get them guys like PJ, them dogs that you need. In order to win, they know they need dogs around 77, who's the biggest dog. So there ain't no more powder around here, man. Yeah, ain't no more powder, man.
I like it, man. I like it.
You get another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another for a two-time part.
What you got, TGK?
Man, how do you follow that up? Yeah, so let me see my way out. No, I'm just kidding. No, for me, man, as a Mavs fan, I think the Dallas Mavericks have literally filled in every weak spot that they had necessarily.
Yep.
So basically, they can now just focus on their strengths, right? You got Luka and Spencer that could kind of just play that one role, the point guard role, where they could just come in for each other, right? Kyrie, to me, Jaden Hardy needs to be coming in after him. This is just my brain, right? And then you got the small forward position where you got potentially Clay and Grimes, and then you got Najee and PJ, then you got Gafford and Live. You literally have like a 10-man roster. You got two lineups on this squad that you could utilize. And then not the failed to mention Exum and the Klebas and, the Omax, the remaining guys. I just think this is a very deep roster. Nico's done a marvelous job in being able to pivot whenever DJJ didn't want to sign and just snatched up Najee like that, and to be able to flip TAJ to clear up enough cap space to be able to go get a Clay, and just all the moves that he's been able to do. You've been able to build off of the NBA Finals berth that we had last year, and maybe if Luka was 100% healthy, maybe the Finals is a little bit different, right? But the fact that he was compromised as much as he was, and you got to 5 games in the finals, that tells you a lot. And now you've revamped the roster in a way where you didn't harm it at all, and you improved it. And now you got more veteran leadership. You got more championship pedigree on here. Now you got 3, Jaden Hardy. You got year 2 Lively. I just can't wait for it. And hopefully PJ Washington continues to develop his 3-point shot. And I just think they're ready to go. Seeing Luka's photos and seeing that he's in shape, quote unquote, he's not in shape. I don't know who says that's crazy stuff, but
you should have made up.
I was told
my bad. Yeah, I thought he was fat. What happened?
I don't know. Maybe not making the Olympics helped him in losing the finals.
So having an actual off season. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Off season, about to get paid, $60-70 million. You think he'd anyway, but the Mavericks, I think they finally have a roster where you're looking at it like, dang, they could rip off 60 wins this year potentially. So I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do. They should come out the gates firing. Looking at the schedule, they should get off to a hot start, and it's just up to them to maintain that. Because as you saw, we had a 5th seed last year. We were on the road for the majority of the time, and yes, we were good enough to win these series. But imagine if you start at home, you get a leg up, you're able to end these series in 4 games, 5 games, and you're able to save the legs of a Kyrie, of a Luka, and then you could go all in when it comes to the finals and not have the issues that we had last year. Again, you got better shooting, better chemistry. You got more buy-in with Jason Kidd. I think we all have some confidence in him now moving forward. And I'm just excited, man. This is one of the most highly anticipated seasons that I can remember in quite some time. Obviously, coming off the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago. But when you think about the 06 team and losing the way we lost and then going into 07, you think about 03 and 04, like, we're there. Right now, we're there. They have this window, and they need to capitalize and get the job done.
What you got, King? What's on your mind?
Not much. I'll guess I'll ask them today. They basically held it down. I don't got anything other than in Nico we trust. That's the motto on the show. So in Nico we trust. He does what he does. We get a healthy Luka back that's in shape. That's like another player. And now we have the most reliable, wide open corner 3-point shooter probably ever, beside Luka Doncic. There's no more, hey, that guy's wide open. What is he going to do? That guy's wide open. He's Klay Thompson. So, with that all being said, not having to touch the defense, I actually think we got better defensively when you actually have all the pieces that we got. But I think we're better defensively and offensively. And as I said many times before, I think this may be the best team I've ever seen the Dallas Mavericks have in general. And, it's just up to Jason Kidd and the team to get it done, man, and stay healthy, knock on wood. But I'm ready.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. I agree with everything y'all said. Like I said, I'm so ready for the season, bro. I've like TGK said, I've never been so ready for a season. I think the closest, I told King this before, I think the closest I've probably been ready for a season is the 06, 07 year, right after we lost to the Heat in the final. That's probably the only time I could think of where I was like, yo, I'm ready to just get this season started, bro. Let's try to get back there. I agree, King. I think this is, because I was sitting there when y'all say that type of stuff, I be trying to think off the top of my head, like, what's the most talented team we had? I always say that maybe that 06 because I always talk about how we were like too deep. Like, we were like deep at every position. We had 2 at every position, 2 point guards, 2 shooting guards, 2 small forwards. Of course, Dirk was Dirk, and then you had 2 centers or whatever with Dampier and Sagana Job. Maybe the 03 team that should have went to the finals when Dirk got hurt. Those are probably the 3 teams I can think of that were like probably the most talented team that we've ever had. I mean, even the 07 was talented. We just ran to that one team, we just couldn't get past.
One team.
Yeah, that one team. But like you said, y'all, look, y'all brought up Najee Marshall, man. When we talked about it on the show, I didn't think we were gonna be able to get Najee Marshall. When we found out Nico pulled that off, man, I would listen. It's always been a Nico we trust over here with us. But the thing is, man, look, I think I've got to the point, and I told King this, I don't care what Nico do no more. To me, Nico could do no wrong anymore, bro. Like, whatever you decide to do, Nico, I'm all for it, bro. Like I said, Nico can decide to use this mouse right here and put it at point guard. If that's what you want to do, Nico, I'm here for you, man. Whatever you decide to do, man, because this dude has constantly shown, like Chris has said, man, he's constantly shown he's coming here. He's changed the trajectory of the team. He's changed the identity of this team. He's shown we're now a destination now, y'all. You understand that? The way that we took those 2 players, that the most infamous team of all time, the LA Lakers, who we always hear they can get anybody they want. They always can. All the free agents want to go there. We end up taking 2 key players that the Lakers wanted, and it ended up coming to Dallas. We've never had that before. We were always second fiddle to the Lakers or whoever else, right? And so to have a GM, man, who has the eye to construct a team, who pays attention to the draft. I've been saying that for a million times. He pays attention to the draft because he's been around players pretty much his whole entire career, whether it be from high school, college, NBA. So he knows how to evaluate talent, right? So with that, plus you paying attention to the draft, we see what we got now. In the last 3 years, Western Conference Finals and Finals of the last 3 years, right? So look, man, we also have the flexibility going into this season. If Dallas wants to make another move, we can still make a move at the trade deadline. But I'm hoping that we don't have to do that. Kind of keep that in your back pocket just in case something comes up in the next offseason or whatever. But I think we got a team right now. This is the first time I think since we had probably Jason Kidd and Luka, where we're going into the season with a team where we're saying, yo, they're a contender. Like this is it. This a team we have going in forward. Not no, okay, we got a team, but we still got holes. We might have to wait until the trade deadline to fill that hole or whatever. This is probably the first time I could actually say, yo, going into the season, we ready. Let's get started. I'm ready. Like I said, if you decide to make a move during the trade deadline, that's just icing on top of the cake. But for right now, this team we have right now, I am ready. I'm ready. So let me ask y'all a question on this, man. What's your confidence meter with Luka? With now seeing that Luka's in shape, probably the smallest I've seen him ever in his life, probably since he was 17 playing against Westbrook or whatever when he came over here for that preseason game. What's y'all's confidence meter for Luka maybe being in MVP form and maybe finally getting the MVP this year? Because I think right now, well, a lot of people got Shea as the favorite, but we'll see how that goes. I think with Luka coming in shape this year, man, and coming here motivated, I think he will finally get that MVP. But what's y'all's confidence meter on that? Let me start with you, TGK.
Oh man, I made a video about this not a while back this year, last month. Well, I feel like they're gonna find a way to rob the MVP regardless. Like the only way he's gonna be able to get this MVP, you have to have a number 1 seed, and if you're gonna drop production and points, it's got to be consumed by assists. Right, so if he was at 34 points, you go down to 28 points. Those assists got to go from 10 to like 13 a game. You have to maintain what you have, because they're gonna say, oh, his point production dropped. What's going on? Shea is still at 30. Luka is at 28, but they're gonna forget that Luka is at 13 assists or whatever the case may be. I just feel like they're gonna find every single angle. Every different year is a different theme. Oh, he started the year slow, but he was still better than Jokic. Oh, he had a strong start, but didn't finish well and had a 5th seed ending. I'm like, bro, they were after the second half of the season, they were at a 60-win pace. So regardless of the fact, they're going to find ways to find a theme, find a narrative to stick to not give it to him. But if there's going to be a best case for him, it is this season. You have the best team that you've ever surrounded him with. You get a top seed. They don't have any more excuses to give. You could find any kitchen sink stat. You could find any other, DPOY or whatever. I mean, that's offensive.
Yeah. Just put letters together. It don't matter. Some other letters.
What about the ABCD set?
Yeah, the USB 3.0. I don't know. Whatever they're going to find, they're going to find it, and they're going to look for it. The blow-by percentage. I've never seen that become a stat until it came time to utilize it against Luka. So they're going to find whatever they find, but I think Luka has the best chance to finally get his MVP. This should have been his 3rd year going into the season where he should begin his 3rd one. But hey, if we could finally get one for him, that'd be amazing. But confidence meter, to answer your question, I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10. That's my confidence meter, 6 out of 10, just because of East Coast media biases and narrative-driven MVP takes. So that's what MVP is about. It's narrative-driven and whatever other things they want to come up with and biases.
Okay. What you got, Hendo?
Oh, man, I can tell you now, just for the player itself, I'm going 10 out of 10. You asked these dudes around the league, and I never forget, before he got drafted, I did a podcast with Kevin Durant. I said, what do you think about this kid from I said the wrong country. I was like, Serbia. He was like, Romania. I was like, yeah, the guy, he hasn't got drafted yet. What do you think about him? He was like, he could be the best player in the league in about 5 years. And when he says that, that means a lot. I just think that how he approaches it is going to be another thing. I think Luka understands that you got to have a team to win this game. I think he understood that last year. I think he's going to understand that even more, because you're going to have guys like Clay in this year, Kyrie, who's the ultimate perfect robbing guy. He understands. He's going to elevate that. I think Luka's going to understand his pace as well, where he's not burned out at the end of the year, and then he's trying to get the playoffs. He's burned out, but he's still effective. It just comes down to what the media perception is, and unfortunately, one thing about Luka, he's either liked or he's not liked, and a lot of it has to do with just different media biases when it comes to why he doesn't like to answer questions to their liking, or they say they're complaining. I just think it's a bunch of bull crap. At the end of the day, this guy's been one of the best players in the world. He's done everything possible, being at the age of, I think, 25 now. He's done so much. All-NBA first teams. You know, there's guys that they can't even say they even got one All-NBA first team that are certified Hall of Famers. So this kid is still growing. He has the right people around him, but I do think that he's not going to be focused on that. And one thing I can say about Luka in the time that I've covered this team, talked to him, he's a sore loser. And what I mean by sore loser, it's a good thing. He's going to be motivated to get because I can tell you this, he's embarrassed at how the way they went out last year. Mm-hmm. And to me, he's going to be more motivated by winning. And he comes from a good culture of like understanding team ball. So I don't expect him to go out there. Of course, he can score 35 a game. Of course, he can do the triple-double stuff. But I also think that he understands he needs to play at a pace. His goal is to win championships. MVPs, if they come, sure. But I think he understands championships are more important. He's going to go out there and give it his all. Let's just hope that the national media, the people that seemingly don't never have the Mavs in the playoffs, somehow give the respect that's due. It's funny they make these preseason rankings. He's always the number one guy, but then they find out mid-season, well, he don't do this good enough. He don't do that good enough. But I'm looking at the other guys. I'm like, well, one guy was in the 5th seed. He's been fighting all year to get his team to a standpoint. Didn't have Kyrie for a lot of games. Didn't even have PJ Washington. The team that he had going into the finals was not the team that he walked into the season with. So, and he's still been the same guy. So I think at the end of the day, my confidence for him is at 10. I mean, I can't think of too many guys that I would take over in the world.
Nope.
When he's going, there ain't nothing you can do about it. And you can ask some of your favorite players throughout the league. They all think the same thing. Like, there's a respect for Luka that I don't think a lot of guys that we think get the respect that he definitely gets in Garner. So I think that if the players have to decide, he probably would get MVP. But we're going to see what that national media is about. It's a couple of local people that need to own up to that too. So we're going to see how that goes. That's all I'm going to say, man, because at the end of the day, you watch this guy for 82-plus games, and I don't know how all of a sudden he's not the MVP. But you watch this guy, you sit right next to me in the press box, or we in the same conference room, yeah, you smiling ear to ear when he makes a great play, but all of a sudden you write an article or you out in public saying, hey man, I don't know if he's really this. It's like, dude, you watch the same thing I watch. So I don't get it. But like I said, there's some biases, and we're gonna find out this year. And I've always been an advocate. And I've heard players say this. We need to find out who are actually doing these votes. I need to find out who you voted for and why. Because if you cover Dallas full-time and you got an actual vote, I don't know how the hell you think somebody else MVP when you watch a guy every night, no matter what he does, get you 30, 10, and 10, and your team's competing at the highest level. So, you call me a homer, call me a Luka guy, but we're gonna see. And then people need to be held accountable.
Hold on. Let me get myself. Man. Chris, listen to me, man.
Like what do you say after that? Like, I mean,
we got to be honest, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of the stories that we get, like these narratives that have been painted. And Jason Kidd talks about it all the time. One thing I give Jason Kidd credit for is, and a lot of Mavs fans don't understand this, but he defends the hell out of those guys in that locker room, especially Luka. When people say, well, he don't play defense, well, you try to go out there and score 30 every night and run the offense and make sure everybody's on board and go play defense. Like, and I get it, he could be better, right, at certain things, the attitudes and different things like that. But it don't take away from this dude being one of the best players in the world. And I just find it weird that we're finding ways to say, well, SGA is here, great player, or Ant-Man is coming. But all of a sudden, the guy that's been there, them guys got beat by that guy last year.
We always say, Chris, that one guy is compared to legends, and the other guys are compared to him. You feel me? That's the difference. There's levels of this, but they act like they don't understand it. But
hey. Chris, you come on the show, you didn't have a suit on. I thought you was a preacher, man.
Oh no, man, I was I almost put on my dirt jersey. I almost did, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's kind of rowdy. I'm used to fight for Luka, man. Like, trust me, man. Amongst the conversations I have with many people, man, I'm probably like, and look, when you watch a guy that's talented, man, and I was lucky enough to cover Dirk, and Dirk is one of my favorite players ever, one of the nicest guys I've ever talked to. I never thought I would ever see a guy come along again like that and just immediately make the impact. Like when Luka got drafted, man, I was grinning ear to ear, and everybody's like, why you grinning ear to ear? He may not even be what you think he is. And I was like, we going to find out real quick. And we found out real quick. And, the rest is history, man. We just got to make sure that not only as like the organization, but as fans, man, we appreciate this because it's not forever, man. Like the Dirk thing seemed like it was like a blur. And it went away real quick. And all he got out of it was one championship. Should have got more if we had the right pieces in the organization, guys in the organization, like a Nico that wanted to continue to add on to it. So they say, hey, well, because you Dirk, we need you to go out there and just be Dirk and be superhuman. And we'll just hope that we get one. No, there's going to be accountability on all ends, and it starts up top. And I think that Luka loves that, man. And we're gonna get the best Luka I think we've ever seen this year, man, personally.
Oh, man, I listen. Oh, go ahead, King. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say it's been 6 years already. Yeah, like time flies. But basically, the piggyback off of what Hendo said, we got Luka this year. I think I'm gonna go with 5 as far as the MVP level on me. I know I'm not as high as TGK and them. That's because I don't care. I keep telling you that, like, I don't care. And I think because of that reason, and because like what Chris just said, where he said Luka's a sore loser, and this year we aren't playing for MVPs. I think we're playing for championships this year for real. And with us playing for a championship, I think this is when Luka's going to get his MVP, because he's going to come into the season the right way, and he's actually playing to finish the job. It's not about individual, awards and all. It's about winning the championship with the team he got. And with that happening, playing the game the right way, like Joe always says, shout out to Joe, the basketball gods will reward you. And I think that's when Luka gets it. I think the first seed will come with that. I think things like that will come. So he probably gets it. But like I said, I don't care anymore. And that's probably the reason why he gets it, because we don't care anymore. So it is what it is.
Man, I'm telling you, Chris, listen, man. Everything you just said, I swear we've been saying on this channel, man.
There's some real ones out there, man. Y'all some real ones, man. I've been doing my research, man. There's some real ones out there that know. And like I said, accountability needs to start. Because I just think it's weird that everybody can write a great article, but then when it's time to make the vote, all of a sudden every excuse comes out. I watched the same basketball we all watched.
I thought we all did.
Yeah, I thought we all did, but apparently because he didn't answer a few questions for a few people, them votes don't go through.
Like I said, I've never seen a guy. Like this guy put up 34. What's that? 10 and 9 last year. And didn't win MVP, shooting almost 50% from the field and almost 40 from 3, and didn't win MVP. And his team won over 50 games, was within 7 games of the first seed, and didn't win an MVP. That's going to go in history. I feel like when we look at it in the future, looking back and say, man, Luka put up 34, 10 and 9, and didn't win an MVP that year. That's ridiculous.
Yep. Listen, man. I've said this before, Chris. You hit the nail on the head. I've always said they can compare and say Ant's better than him. They can say Shai's better than him. They can say Ja Morant's better than him. Trae Young, whoever else you want to name, bro. I've been saying this for the longest. I would not trade Luka for any of them guys. I don't care how good Shai look in the mid range. Exactly. I wouldn't. I don't care how good Shai look in the mid range. I don't care how many times Ant said something funny in a press conference or whatever, or dunked on somebody or whatever. I would never in my basketball life trade Luka for any of them guys. I've always said this before, like King said. We always talk about comparing Luka to legends, to the Larry Birds, the Magic, the Jordans, the LeBrons, right? The Dirks. We always hear them comparing him to that. You hear these other guys, the Shays and all them other guys, getting compared to him. The Tatums getting compared to him. The Trae Youngs getting compared to him, right? It's because there's levels to this, bro. And like you said, I've told King this before. I'm not a big fan of the national media. I cannot stand the national media. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch Fox Sports. I don't watch SI, all these other guys. I don't watch them, bro. I don't watch them. I don't listen to them. A lot of the stuff that I get from other people who send me the stuff that they say or whatever, or articles or videos or whatever. I don't watch them. And it's because of that very point, bro, because obviously you can't sit here and tell me what I'm seeing ain't real. Like y'all said, this dude's giving you 34, 10, and 9 on 50% shooting, bro, and you telling me he's not good. It's like, hold on, wait, what? We've never seen nobody do this before. You telling me he's not good. You telling me that this guy over here who giving you 35 and 5 is better than this. Like, what's going on right now? I'm confused. Like,
he's supposedly not efficient, though he's more efficient than James Harden never been, and that's no knock on James Harden. You feel me? Like if for some reason they keep building and making these different cases and moving the goalposts for Luka. It's like every year, it's like, what does he have to do? Oh, now he got to shoot 80% from the free throw line, or 85% as well next year.
That's the only player I know. Like I said, they made excuses for Jokic to get MVP every year. It was always some little thing. All of a sudden, his advanced analytics, his sync stats or whatever. They make up these all new, brand new analytical numbers to put him in there. We looking at what we seeing every day with Luka. We see the surface numbers, all that stuff, and the analytical numbers. Luka got all that. And
Yeah,
yet they constantly keep making excuses for him not to win the MVP.
it's a jealousy factor, man. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I said, the conversations I have with some of the OGs that have played before, I go head to head with them all the time about this. Well, he needs to come in shape. Well, damn, if he's in shape, what the like? My issue is this. I get it. Yeah, do you want your guy to come in top? Sure, that's a standard that you want.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell me right now, him coming in shape, he's gonna be a better player than what he is. My God,
Yeah.
well, what more can he possibly do at this point besides, not get tired all the time or look like you're whining all the time? But I just think that at the end of the day, man, like when you're a quote unquote prodigy or just one of those guys that is labeled the next guy, I think basketball fans, we don't realize what we see a lot of times. And when it's not there anymore, we're going to go back and say, man, because I felt like the same way with Dirk. Dirk is very underappreciated. And not just because I grew up a Mavs fan or covered the team, covered him, but those conversations of who's the greatest power forward. Of course, you can say Tim Duncan. We all probably say that, honestly, right? But I seen that dude give work to every person that they would name.
Yep.
And he was the top 5 scorer all time, and he's never gonna get mentioned. Maybe it has something to do with his demeanor. He doesn't talk much. Same with Luka. Luka just want to hoop, go home. He don't care about doing all the videos and commercials. I bet Jordan Brand had the hardest time even shooting that commercial when he was in the car. He probably wanted to go home and play video games.
Come on, Luka, man, just real quick, shoot this real quick.
He's not gonna campaign himself. Like he's not gonna make a commercial saying it's my turn, I'm next. What he's gonna do is just go out there and get you 30, 10 and 10, and y'all figure it out. Who's the best player? Like I said, I just want my media brethren or sisters to look and say, y'all watch the same basketball I watch. It's funny how we sit in this closed room in that press box and everybody got everything great to say. But when it's time to make your vote, time to say something, you got something negative to say because you feel like you got to go against the grain or because you're under pressure to say, hey, man, this dude's actually really good, y'all. You got something to, just own up to it, man, and get the boy what he needs, man, what he's due. And to me, like I said the other day, I don't even care about the MVP. Go get a championship. Because once he gets a championship, we all going to be looking like, what was that again?
Yep.
Like I said the other day, you can win 10 MVPs. He can win MVP just like Joel Embiid, yet he's got further than Joel Embiid has ever got.
Yep. So but Joel Embiid can already get the stranglehold in the MVP until something happens last year. You feel me? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the hate for Luka, like I say at certain times. I don't know. As I said, I'm glad he did go on that tour though with Jason Tatum though. I'm really
he's getting that knowledge, man. And like I said, when you got Kyrie's at a different motivation now. He don't like losing either.
Yeah, but I'm glad he went there with Tatum though, because Tatum was kind of pushes the face because he just won the championship. And so with Luka kind of seeing that overseas during the summer, I felt like it was like motivation, like, okay, these people cheering for Jason Tatum because he's the champion. Like, nah. And we saw what Evan Turner done said about what he done told Jason Tatum himself and all about Luka Doncic and all. So I think that's all gonna be motivation. I think Luka will come back with a vengeance this year. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm if we've seen every year Luka's gotten better, and if he's taking care of his body, like this could be the year where it just becomes easy. And I just, like I said, I'm tired of them finding different narratives. I hear them. They don't want to call Luka the best player in the league. They'll say he's the best offensive player in the league. And I'm like, well, if who's the best player in the league then? Well, they say, well, it's Joker. And I'm like, so Luka's a better offensive player than Joker. So are you trying to say Joker's a better defensive player than Luka? Because he's definitely not a better defensive player. So why isn't Luka just the best player in the league then? But that's just my opinion. But we'll see.
I forgot what I was about to say, man. Y'all spitting today, man. No. Chris, have you talked to Luka this year so far this summer, or you haven't talked to him yet?
I have not yet. I will pretty soon, though, actually. But I have talked to guys on the team, and I will say this: there's a different edge that these boys are coming with. I know, and I'm gonna say this, man, like in all confidence. Like these boys, they feel a little way because they got embarrassed. Let's just be honest. You go out there and get 4-1. You had the blowout game, but you don't never want to see somebody celebrate on your floor, celebrate like the way that it went down. And they felt like They were a few guys away. They knew it. They were man down. I think the pedigree that these boys will come with. Also, a guy like Jason Kidd that, I know Mavs fans don't really talk about this much, but Jason Kidd was a guy that lost in the finals before he actually won one, right?
Multiple times.
Yep.
Kyrie has lost before, but he also won. He was hurt for the one that he lost. But he understands that, man, it's not guaranteed to get back. There's no guarantee. So the idea is that, we got to come with it, man. And I'm telling you, man, the film study, the stuff that I've heard, these boys working out together, the phone conversations, players around the league, people talk. Like I said, man, when they brought Spencer back, which that was one move I forgot, because just think about this, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Spencer Dinwiddie may have been your third best player of your team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's literally just going to be one of the guys.
Yep.
And to me, when you are able to flip that in that scenario, that's insane. But like I said, Najee, he's ready. I heard, the Dwight Powell thing is kind of funny because I think that people look at the contracts, look at the production. But I'm going to say this, man, you need him on this team. I never thought I would say that because I love the dude to death. Nice dude. but they love him. He's also understand that he's going to make it clear, man, I may not be around for these next few runs. And, you got guys like Markeith that have, won and certain things like that. I think guys understand what's at stake here. And there's a big thing about this because they're going to come in as an underdog. Now the media is starting to say, well, we like the Mavs now. A year ago.
No, don't do that.
They were a player team. They were literally called a player team. So, so like now it's funny how the world works, but I do think that their motivation, man, is going to be real. I'm going to have a conversation with Shamgar, DA, because those guys are important to this operation as well. And like I said, these boys are locked in. And when I tell y'all going to see a difference in with the pedigree that they're coming with. Klay, I've never seen a so for sure move than the Klay Thompson move. There was players around the league, and I'm telling y'all know who I talk to all the time. They all pinpointed Dallas as a team that would get Klay. And it was never a doubt. Even when the Laker thing popped up, he may go to Lakers. I literally had players tell me there would be no way unless Luka and Klay walked away from the team. Luka and Kyrie walked away, that boy would end up in Dallas. And Klay has motivation because he hear the words. Trust me, I know he do. He's hearing that, he's washed up. They're saying, you ain't got Steph no more. You ain't got this no more. Oh, when he going to start whining again? He knows what his motivation is. So, he got something to prove. So, when you got Kyrie, who has to prove that, he's a team guy, which he's the ultimate team guy. Luka got to prove that he's the best player in the world. You got guys like PJ that people say, man, PJ stunk it up when it really counted. But PJ's going to come in motivated. You got dogs now. Derek Lively is ready to make that next step. Guess what? The biggest competition on the team right now is who's going to be the starting five. Them two going to be going at it in practice. I love that.
Who you think going to win, Chris? Who you think going to be starting five? Who you think going to be at the five, I should say?
I would say Derek Lively eventually will be the starting five, but there's just something about Gafford and just, he wants to be in the mix. I think he's right now more equipped for it. I think eventually Derek Lively is going to be the guy. And if I had to pick the perfect lineup, I think Derek Lively is your starting five. Got to give credit to one guy on that is Kyrie Irving. You got to think about this. I don't really know if the Mavs are going to draft Derek Lively, but I do know Kyrie Irving had a lot to do with that.
Kyrie.
The Duke ties and different things like that. There's people I know that I trust, guys that are friends with these guys that will tell them everything. The guy himself, they wanted Derek Lively here. And I think Derek Lively knows he working with Ty. Y'all know Tyson Chandler, of course. He's working with Ty. He's getting himself together, man. I think that he's going to come in even better shape. The injuries got to stop happening, different things, force progression. But I think at the end of the day, your starting five is probably going to end up being, I would say, if at best, it's going to be Derek Lively, PJ, Najee, Kyrie, and Luka. Or Klay. I'm sorry, Klay. Take Najee out and put Klay in that spot. I'm sorry. And then you got Kyrie and Luka. And let's not get it twisted. I know Klay is all about starting, but I do think in a way, if it came down to him being a guy that came out the bench, I think he would not be opposed to it. And the only reason why I'm going to say this is because Jason Kidd has a step on this team as a Hall of Famer. Them boys love Jason Kidd. I'm going to tell you, if it's anybody that can get anything out of these dudes, because they know he played the game. at the highest level. These dudes grew up watching him. Think about this, man. Kyrie, reason why Kyrie fits so well here because he grew up in New Jersey watching those 2000s Nets with Jason Kidd. You know what I mean? Like Klay Thompson knows about Jason Kidd. These dudes know about Jason Kidd. I think Jason's going to teach them unselfish stuff. You know what I mean? Like he won a championship on probably the most unselfish final scene we ever seen in the last 20 years. I mean, there was a night when Jason Terry can go off. There was a night J.J. Barrera could have went off. Sean Marion was always in the mix. Ty understood. Brandon Hayward did get mad when Ty took his spot, and he understood, hey, my number may get called. Peja Stojakovic can go off in a playoff series. You know, you had everybody understanding what they need to do. And I feel like that's important. But, yeah, I think Derek Lively eventually is going to be the starting five. But to me, those two going in camp is going to be a good thing. You need competition. You need competition. And to me, iron sharpens iron. To go against a guy like Derek Lively or go against a Daniel Gafford, they ain't got to be the best guys, but they have certain skill sets that's going to help each other get better. And I think that, you know, we saw the flashes of Derek Lively hitting jump shots. I think they're trying to build this guy up into being some sort of monster, man. And he fits perfect in that live threat thing. Maxey is going to come back healthy. I know we didn't mention him. I think the thing is this, I'm not throwing shots at guys, but I really think that the ego stuff is gone. And y'all can take that how you want to, but there was a lot of ego still left from this team from a different regime. And guys felt entitled that they needed to be out there. Now, I understand that you ain't the best. You're not there. So guys going to understand. You can't go to Jason Kidd and say, yo, man, I can play. Jason Kidd's playing at the highest level, being a Hall of Fame point guard, one of the best ever. How dare you go to him and say, yo, I think I should play with this guy. He knows. So, like I said, this team has wiped out the ego. They gotten rid of the dirty laundry, as they call it. This imprint of this team outside of Max Kleber, Dwight, and Luka is no longer the Donnie Nelson regime. This is the Nico. And Nico's making it clear when you come here, you come here to be a guy, not just the guy. You come here to be one of us. This is a we thing. This is not a you thing. And I'm pretty sure they told Clay. Clay understands it. Like, I think Clay has been misunderstood in this situation because Golden State's been in shambles a little bit. But like I said, I think Clay is going to be important to this. If anybody knows about sacrifice, it's him.
Yep.
And think about he was told that he couldn't score 28 points when KD got there. He still did it. He actually went up a point per game. So if anybody understands how to play around egos and characters and different things like that, Kyrie, Luka, I mean, they're going to do it, man. But I can't wait. Like I said, the competition is going to be crazy. To me, this is going to be one of the best training camps that we've seen in years with the Mavs because this guy's that's going to be fighting for minutes. Like, Jaden Hardy got to fight for minutes, y'all. This is a guy that, like, he's a guy that he's going to be motivated to go out there and say, you know what, they brought in Spencer again. All right, let me go out there and do something now.
Like we ain't talk about Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes, 3-and-D guy. You know, once again, another steal move, which, by the way, Detroit, you know, he does things. Hometown guy, you know, somewhat, you know, Texas guy. Once again, you're getting guys for the culture, right? You're getting guys that want to do it. So, and once again, credit to Nico. Once again, another under-the-radar move that we're going to look up. And then if it doesn't work, you got valuable pieces to trade to go get what you want. Because I still feel like, as much as I like this team, I feel like there's another move that's going to be made. I don't know why I feel like, and it may not be because they're bad. I think it's because I think they
just
know.
kind of.
Well, I think they know they can really shut some shit down. And Nico said that we can shut some shit down. And I think they know they got the keys to do that because they have been smart. They have made the right contract moves. They have, you know, went out the guys that people probably say, I'm going to stay away from, you know, Dan Gafford, he had a little issue in Chicago. I don't know. Washington, that was a bad thing. People didn't want that. They got him. Kyrie, same thing. So, Clay, you know, so I can't wait, man. It's going to be on.
Hey, are you going to Las Vegas, Chris?
I'm thinking about it, man. I think about it, man. If anything, man, I need to stay here because all the guys are here. I don't know if people know this, man. If you're a DFW person, you go to one of those local gyms, you're gonna run into a few NBA guys. They all live out here, they practice out here. You'll see, man, like this culture out here has really changed. And last time I went to Vegas, I missed out on some couple of guys that were here, and I should have been here, but I'm thinking about going, man, because I really want to see if Old Max is gonna go out there. I think that's another guy to keep in mind that it's going to be competing for some minutes and slots as well.
Got about Old Max.
Yeah. Like I said, this team is loaded, man, and I know that, you know, we all pretty optimistic about it, but I think that, yeah, man, they're going to be ready, man. I've never been more confident about a team than this team. And a lot of it has to do with because I see the passion in their eyes. When I looked at Nico at that WBA game not too long ago, and I looked over, he gave me the wink and gun. And I said, y'all ready? He said, always ready. So
you
can check that out. I ain't never been that confident. Like, I can walk in the room amongst a few of my media friends when they can brag about their teams always doing stuff. Now I can walk in the room and say, yo, man, we got Klay Thompson. Used to be, man, dog, we had to wait to go get the wrong win. And I love D-Will. We had to get D-Will on his last legs.
Yep.
Like,
man, yeah.
Them days are over. Just like
you said DeAndre Jordan?
Oh, my God, man. DeAndre, man, like, we should have had him. And, I mean, just different. We went from, like, guys getting locked out of a room to now all of a sudden, well, who else could they get? Like, think about that, man. We went from having guys getting locked in a room. We went from not even know who the franchise guy was to knowing the franchise guy, also knowing he got his Robin. And guess what? His Robin is probably going to be more impactful at getting guys to come here because they love him. Nico's not a dummy, man. He knows that you get Kyrie, you get not only a great basketball player, you're getting a motivator. You're getting the guy that guys want to play. Like, I don't know anybody in the NBA. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know a player that I've ever met that has anything bad to say about Kyrie. So
I was
told you got that, man. He's the mouthpiece of everything that you want. So Luka ain't got to be out there on the plane ride. Well, it's a disaster. So Kyrie can make all the business moves and stuff and get guys to want to come here. And like I said, Nico knows that. And I'm telling y'all, man, get ready. Barring any sort of catastrophic injuries, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. This team is a different wire. I think they wired different. They got embarrassed, y'all. I felt it. I felt it at the last day. Like, it didn't sit right with them how they went out because they felt like that was because now people said it was the worst finals because of how it went down, the blowouts. They were outmatched. They felt like, and I think about Luka. He does everything to average 30, 10, and 10. Don't even, no consideration for finals MVP. And he's looking over a guy that is maybe the second best player on their team gets it. And he's looking over like, yo, man, I need that. And they don't come forward. We may have a rematch, man. And I think Luka wants
I hope so. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Boston.
But Boston
TGK.
Is it a joke? Al Horford didn't retire, did he? That was a joke, wasn't it?
I think he did retire.
He really did retire?
Wait, are you retired?
So they don't have KP or Al Horford?
I think he retired. That's what I said.
So Boston,
he's played 17 years, so I'd be shocked if he did come back. I don't think he has anything to play for.
Oh, so Boston doesn't have a center anymore.
Hey, man. Figure it out.
For you. Wait a minute. So he really did retire?
I'm gonna say yes because we haven't heard it, but I mean the thing is, like, 17 years, he got his championship. What does he have to play for besides repeat?
You're right. He don't have nothing to play for. But if he retired, the Celtics are in trouble.
Bro, I didn't get in the
I saw the things on like Twitter, but you know how Twitter is as far as stuff is.
I think that would have been like a breaking news type thing if that really happened.
If he really retired, I'm just saying, like, he
could come back. But, I mean, that may be an advantage for the Mavs if he came back. I personally think, but we'll see.
Full-time center and KP don't come back until like January. I'm cool. I'm game.
KP may not be back, man. That's a serious injury. They don't even know the injury really.
Bro, he got an injury. Like I said, not a lot of people in the history of sports and basketball has had, bro. So, TGK, you got anything you want to add, man, or ask Chris?
Oh man, I'm worried just being like, hey, I'm ready to get this season going, man. I'm ready to run through a
Chris
wall.
got me hyped, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm like, yo, I can't.
I'm ready to run through a wall to get these shows started, to watch my Mavs kick some ass, That's what I'm excited for, man.
I'm excited for the fans, man. Y'all deserve this, man, because, y'all been through hell as fans. Not knowing what the organization's going, being a person that covered this team, still covered this team, obviously, and seeing how the issues that we had non-basketball really mess up how we felt as fans and even people who cover the team. The untrust, like not knowing what the hell's going on in this organization. It was very gloomy for a minute there, man. It was very gloomy. And there's still some things going on, but I think at the end of the day, they're cleaning it up. People are understanding, man. There's a lot at stake. This is a generational talent that we got, and we gotta we gotta support him. We gotta get him going, man. So I'm excited, man. I think if you're a Mavs fan, you should be excited.
This is the first time, Chris, in my I told King this before. This is the first time I've been a Mavs fan my whole life. This is the first time in my life, bro, where I'm like, I can sit back and relax now. I don't have to worry about, man, do I trust my front office to make the right moves? Is this the right move that we made? Are they going to make the right move? Like, I don't have to worry about those questions anymore, man. I 100% trust Nico in whatever move he decides to make, bro. Like, I'm listen, this is probably the most proud I've felt about this franchise than I've ever felt in my life, man.
You got basketball people involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have no more businessmen, no more guys that are worried about other things than the team.
Right.
The allure is like you have this great city, you got this guy, you got everything that you need. You can't get people to come here. And the thing is this, you need somebody that can campaign that. The jokes on Nico, the shoe salesman thing, we can laugh about it, but I felt the way about that because people didn't research him. People didn't know him. I remember the day before they hired him, I went on Twitter, I said, if this guy gets the job, we're going to be looking up years from now, we all going to have to apologize because he's a former basketball player. He builds relationships. He understands relationships. I'm telling y'all, man, I get tagged in photos all the time of fans at the game. I'm on the floor before the game. Nico's talking to the other team's best player, Anthony Davis, LeBron. They all going up to him, giving him hugs. They love him. They know. And to me, when you got that, I'm not saying Donnie Nelson went like that, but I ain't never seen that. I'm going to be honest. I've been around there since 2009. I ain't seen none of that with Donnie. And I'm not saying Donnie wasn't doing his job, but there's a standard now where you got to get these guys trust.
Yep.
And, you know, his relationships, what he did for Kobe, who every person reveres in this world, you know, basketball world, Nico's that guy, man. And like I said, we should be thankful, man. I think as Mavs fans to have a guy that took the job because at the end of the day, he could have went anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Really good.
I would have never came this train wreck that it was. Yeah, I get Luka, but man, look what y'all did. Y'all wanted everything. And he took the criticism early because he was trying to figure out what was going on. And we had a rough draft. You know, like I said, love Josh Green, but I was at TCU one time and Nico Harrison was there. He wasn't even a GM of the team. He was there watching Desmond Bain. I only imagine he drafts Desmond Bain if he's a GM of the team.
I think he would have. I really think he would have.
Tyrese Maxey. So he got an eye for talent. And he's a hooper. That's the number one thing. He's a hooper. He's a guy that know how to put the ball in the bucket himself, played at the highest level. You know, D1, D2. He got respect from everybody. And he's a young guy. So he understands culture. He understands you gotta cater to your guys. Nobody's bigger than each other, but he understands that low. We got Luka, man. We need to make sure we do right by Luka.
Yes, man. Hey, Ken, you want to get some of these questions and comments, man?
We can take a look at.
Let's see.
You want first to get to the partner?
Yes, sir. Let's get to our partner of our channel here real quick, man. Let's play back. Yes, sir, guys and ladies. You can go ahead and follow us over there on Playback, man. The season's right around the corner. We stream all the Dallas Maverick games on Playback. We also stream all the wrestling events, and we also stream classic NBA games over there too, guys. We're going to be starting that up here again pretty soon. So all those things and more are now on Playback, y'all. So follow us on Playback. It's absolutely free. You can download it wherever you get your apps from. And join the... Oh, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say, just in case you were wondering, guys, just wanted to add on. They are officially partnered with the NBA. So you're not doing anything like illegal or suspect or shaky. Just come over there, download the free app or come online to the website and access for a VIP or whatever, and we hook you up. We got y'all. So please download that. Help us get to the next goal of 500 on that.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Let's get to some of these questions on the Glow Yard, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get to a few of y'all's questions here, man. I see everybody's kind of excited about the show today. We're gonna take on the super chats first. So if any super chats come in, y'all, we will address those first. But if you guys have any questions addressing Chris or TGK or any of us here on the panel, here's what that WTM in front of your question or your comment, guys. So that way we know you're addressing us. All we ask y'all to do is be respectful in the comment section, man. That's all we ask. All right, man. Let's see. We got one super chat here. We got Coy with the $4.99 dono. He's a Glow Yard member. He just said, "Much love, guys. I'm happy to see the guys working hard in the off season. Can't wait for the season to start." Yes, sir, man. I think we all can't wait, man.
Appreciate you.
I definitely can't wait. Appreciate you, though, Coy.
Latte is a Glow Yard member. He says, "What's up? What up, Latte?
What up? What up?"
Gogu. He says, "Yao. We talk Mavs, TGK TV." Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see. What up, Eric? He says, "What up, guys?" I don't know why I saw like James Earl Jones, rest in peace. But he says, "What up, guys? What up, Eric? Your thoughts on Klay coming off the bench like Vinnie Johnson and the staggered Luka Kyrie minutes and us starting Najee to set a defensive tone for the game?" Before you guys answer that, when Chris was talking earlier, when he was talking about if Klay wanted to come off the bench, he'd be okay with that. In a perfect world, when I thought about the team, I thought about guys taking other guys' positions. So I thought about it like Najee taking DJJ's role, Quentin Grimes taking Josh Green's role, and then Klay Thompson taking Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role. And actually doing that, he busy man. But as far as taking care of that, so if that was to happen, I think that lineup would be perfectly fine. And like he said, if Klay Thompson's okay with that and his ego, it's fine. I think he just wants to win a fifth ring before Steph and Draymond. If that's the case, I think the team is prepared either way. Like, we're gonna do a little tinkering with the roster. You know how Jason Kidd does things, but we'll be ready at some point. But you guys definitely can answer the question. I'm sorry.
Like I said, I think I think he understands that not only he's here to be a starter, but he understands that he has to compete too. And there's gonna be times where he's not gonna be on. He's not going to be shooting well. He may be slow defensively. They may have to go to Najee and some of those Quentin Grimes guys to start, and he comes off the bench. Look, Klay gonna get his points. Like, Klay can shoot. I think he understands that roles do matter. I think a lot of that Golden State chatter was just something to talk about. But I'm sure, man, like, if anybody can get him to do it, Jason Kidd can. I'm pretty sure he's talked with his father, who was a great role player on some of those Laker teams. Understand that if you're trying to win championships, you got to sacrifice. I think Klay understands that, and I think he'll do better by team because he does not want to be the guy that comes here and then all of a sudden he's the problem. Because then we all will point saying, well, see, look what you did in Golden State, and it was true. And I think that he has two guys, not just, Luka, but he also has Kyrie Irving, who has the most respect, and they're going to be in his ear. Like, hey, man, we really need you to work with this second unit. I think eventually it happens. I think it's going to be better for the Mavs. I think he's going to realize that, and it's going to prolong his career. And I think that it sounds great that Klay Thompson can add a 6 Man of the Year award to his name.
He's 31, man. Number 31. We got some great 31s that were 6 Man of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What you think, TGK? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, for me, I think it is best for him to start. And I look at it from this perspective that when you could get off to a hot start against your opponent and say Klay is hitting a wide open three, Kyrie's hitting a wide open three, or you get the pick and roll into where they can't help on the weak side against your Lively, whatever the case may be, you're going to give yourself an edge offensively, and maybe you could get up 10 points, 12 points against any of these teams before Klay has to go to the bench, right? Then when Klay goes to the bench, here comes your defensive army, right? Kyrie, I'm going to assume Kyrie and Klay leave like the first two that go off the starting unit, and then maybe get Grimes and Najee to come in. Whatever the case may be, then you could just play Luka-centric ball even more than Luka-centric ball is, right? So then it's just a bunch of defensive wings that can shoot threes and pick and roll with Luka. And then you could really suffocate teams that way. So I don't see like the whole Klay starting, not starting. I don't think it matters because I don't think he's going to get like 34, 35 minutes a game. I think he's going to be anywhere between 26 and 28. And with that mindset is like, well, Najee's going to eat. Grimes, if he pans out, he's going to eat. Like these, everyone's going to get minutes distributed to them if they're able to contribute to the team. So, I think it's kind of irrelevant whether he starts or not. But I think it is good for him to start to get the Mavericks off to a hot start against any team. And when you can get off to a hot start, teams start panicking, teams start having to adjust, they start pressing on their offensive game plan, and then you already got them where you want them, and then you bring in these defensive guys, and you just keep that ball rolling. So I just think the Mavericks can mastermind this if they utilize all their players correctly. And again, Jason Kidd is still going to be the X factor, as I always say, every single year.
All right. Kareem's a Glow Yard member. He says, "Sup, y'all? Your biggest fan is here. Appreciate you, Kareem."
What up, Kareem?
Larry from the Dixon Way. Make sure y'all follow him for all the Atlanta Hawks and just knowledge of sports.
What up, Larry?
Like button smash. Have a great stream. Appreciate you, Larry.
Appreciate you, Larry, man. Appreciate you.
Richard's a Glow Yard member. This is to you, Chris. He said, "Who gets more points and rebounds? Layup line, Maxey, miss a lot, or Super Dwight, or Super Dwight's face?"
I'm gonna go Maxey. I'm gonna go Maxey. I love Dwight, and like I said, I get it. Every year we hope, or not we, because I love the guy, but I know Mavs says every year. One thing for sure about the Mavs, Dwight Powell got a roster spot. Number 7 will be in the building, but I'll go Maxey.
I see Kirk in the house. Appreciate you, Kirk. He said, "Hey, gents, can't stay. Wanted to say hi." Make sure you check out Kirk as well, man. On this
What up, Kirk?
Pod Maverick.
Maverick.
Gina Kim, Glow Yard member. She has the key to the Matrix for the slow mode for some reason. But she says, "Hey, fellas, what up, Gina Kim? Can't wait for the season to start. I'm confident we'll get off to a great start and stay in the top 3 seed next year. Let's hope."
I do. I think that too, man. I really do feel like we're gonna be a top 3 seed.
I really think we can be number 1. Gina Kim says, "My confidence meter is at an 8.5. I'm ready and excited, but still a little nervous in a good way, though." Butterflies. I like it, Gina Kim.
You're anxious. You're anxious. No, genuine.
Gina Kim says, I think the only way Luka can get an MVP would have to be unanimously, like he has to do it all and be so perfect that no one, not even Stephen A. Smith, could deny it. And a number 1 seed, he has to gain respect. I feel like once he starts, I keep saying, once Luka wins a championship, it's a wrap. Like this is the point where the league is trying to do stuff like get yours now. That's how I feel like it is, because once Luka gets his, it's a wrap.
That's why I really wanted him to win this past season.
It's unfortunate. It feels like Tim Bontemps has such a grip hold on this MVP voter, because he does like the early season MVP votes in the mid the mid tier or
the poll straw.
The poll straw mid season, and then at the end. And the way he talks about how it's voted is like, well, everyone sees it his way as well, because he has all these connections. So I don't know. We need to outlaw Tim Bontemps from having so much influence on this MVP vote, and also any of these other national East Coast media pundits. I blame the East Coast media pundits as to why Luka don't get this opportunity, because I think they look at it like Jokic already got some. All right, who else can we give it to? Like, we don't want to give it to Luka. And I think there's a lot of levels to why they don't. Whether he complains to players, whether he quote unquote doesn't play defense, whether he's out of it's just so many things they come up with. But I'm like, y'all don't come up with that for Jokic when he had to play an 8 seed in the finals. Like, if the Mavericks did, we'd be champions, right? So it's funny. It's funny, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
I told y'all I don't think Joker's beaten the 50-win team yet. Luka beat 3 of them in his past playoff run. Right. So.
And coaches of the years.
Yeah.
Number 1 seed.
And 60-win teams. You're going to be the 60-win team, too.
And they sacrificed this Luka season to make up for the mistake they did last season to give Jokic his MVP. Like, it's bogus. It's BS. It's BS.
Bro, they were going to that whole Luka nonsense. They were trying to say the Mavericks had an easy path. And I'm like, they beat they played 4 of the 5 best teams in the NBA. Is that right?
And the funny part about it is we had an easy path, but they picked us to lose all those series.
Yeah, like the only team we didn't play in the top 5 was Denver. So
we beat them. It's like, they weren't that good. Wait, what? Yeah. They were picking Minnesota to win it all. We beat Minnesota. You know what? Nah, they weren't ready. Y'all didn't beat nobody.
OKC number 1 seed. They were ready for us.
No, they were just young. They weren't ready either. Wait, what? Y'all picked them to beat us though.
Oh, if Denver would have got past and played us, they would have swept the floor with us. You feel me? Like
Kawhi was healthy, you know.
Yep, Kawhi was healthy. It would have been this and this. It is what it is. Maybe if Luka was healthy, like TGK said earlier.
Yeah, if he was.
We forget about that, huh? Gina Kim also
the whole time too.
Gina Kim also said, "Say it louder for the people in the back, Chris."
Oh man, you know, like I said, man, I'm gonna hold people accountable. I said I've been real quiet about it, but it's time for some people to have to say some stuff, man, because I don't know how y'all sit in the same room as me, and the conversation is totally different. But then when it's time to vote, all of a sudden you just had this. It's almost like somebody told you, "Yo, you better not do that vote." That's taken away from me.
That's local, bro.
No. Listen. I've said this a million times, Chris. I told King this a million times. Matter of fact, I think TGK was on the show. We talked about this. I said, listen, I grew up in this media. I'm born and raised from Dallas. And a lot of the stuff that I see don't sit right with me from our local media. I've been saying this for the longest. We always nitpick about the national media, but yet we're getting that same type of energy from the people in the local media.
Yep.
It's just funny that we have a local media guy on the channel with us right now, and he's calling it out too. So that just goes to show you that we're not crazy.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, and
it's very obvious.
Take away your personal. Like I said, because he don't want to give you a 5-minute interview, don't mean that he ain't the best player. I want
to see if we get a paragraph comment today, bro.
It's that I'm trying to keep my integrity to the masses outside of Dallas. Don't want to show a bias, but everybody else shows bias to their guys. Like, why do we have to be different when you have a legit argument that Luka is an MVP? But no, I gotta keep my credibility. And bro, it's a legitimate argument that Luka was MVP. Like, you don't have to pander to anybody else. You know.
I'll ask you this, Chris: is anyone that you know, or any one of the guys that do local media, are they actual Maverick fans? It seems like a lot of them aren't Maverick fans.
I don't think they are. You know, it's tough being a fan of a team and letting it be known because it's a two-way street with that. Yeah. Because then they kill you because you're too nice to the players. You're not asked the hard questions. I know for the national guys it's rough because they kind of have to play the both sides theory. And like I said, Luka's not a guy that a lot of guys like.
I'm gonna say the local guys don't ask the right questions, even when they're not fans.
The problem is this, because I think there's a discourse between Luka and those guys because we've seen the press conferences, y'all.
Yeah,
I ain't gotta say the names.
Well, you don't.
But y'all know, y'all see the same thing I see. I'm sitting right there in the press conference, and it goes left every time. And you know, people got feelings and egos because when Luka calls out somebody, everybody go to social media and say, at blank, 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 at blank, blank, blank. See, this is why we don't like you because look what you did. You got Luka hating everybody or this. And like I said, players talk. Trust me, man. I've been lucky enough to be the ear in the room sometime. And I get, you know, like I said, I ask the questions like to them, like, what don't you like about the media? What don't you like about things? And the thing is this is narrative based. Like you watch us play every day. You can't say you saw that. And, you know, I feel like a lot of times you got to sell a story. Unfortunately, Luka's going to be one of those guys, man. He's not going to cater to like a lot of the bullshit, the narratives and stuff. Actually, I don't think he personally cares. So that's another thing. And I think that rubs a lot of people the wrong way because you want him to sort of clap back so you can get them clicks and people start rocking with you. He don't care.
We do it for him, Chris. We do it for him.
He goes to the press conference. He gonna ask the coach the same way. Well, you know, last night was a great game. He does the exact same thing every time because he doesn't cater to you. What people loved about Dirk was the guy, and I loved him for this as well. He made sure everybody got their question off, and he would answer everything. Look like, man, I'm ready to go home. And I don't care about what you got to say because I saw what you said the other day, and you don't want to talk about it now. Like I said, just watch. When certain people ask questions, watch his mannerisms. Watch how he looks at them.
We pay attention all the time.
Just watch. You'll know. It ain't that hard to tell.
I'm just glad somebody's telling me I'm not crazy. Yep.
Like I said, we got
goes over here.
We're crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a media guy who's in there with the media. This is a media guy.
I see it every day.
Everything we've been saying, he's saying it now. Yeah, we got a witness right here. We've been saying this.
Hey,
So,
man.
like you said, like King just said, now we don't sound like we crazy no more. We've been saying this for the longest.
No,
man.
man. People
But-
know, man. It shouldn't even be a surprise to people because at the end of the day, man, once again, they watch the same games that y'all watching. I'm not a big fan of, well, you don't see what I see. They watch, trust me. Y'all watch the same thing that we see. The only difference is that I can walk up to the dude and say, yo, good game in most cases, right? You watch the same basketball I watch. I don't know how the hell that you thought that, you know, it wasn't going to be close when you played Oklahoma City. I don't know how you thought, well, here come Edman, y'all. Luka need to be – I don't know what you thought.
It's like they forgot who Luka was, man.
Like it's almost
like you said, you covered a dude for 82 games and you don't know anything about your team. I said that on one of the shows before. Like, I don't understand that, bro. You spit the Chris.
But guess what? Now they're gonna watch the camaraderie and all the fun stuff. It's it's all season. Watch media day. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Y'all really want to learn true colors? Watch how media day go this shit. Just watch. Y'all gonna have the same conversation again.
Johnny B's the Glow Yard member. He says, "Oh, y'all really believe in this BS OKC narrative the media is trying to push that they're the team to beat in the West and are the favorite to win it?" I done told y'all.
No.
I don't think Hartenstein, what they did with Hartenstein helps them. I think their best chance against us and any other team was to stretch us out and to make the five a shooter and all, like Kristaps Porzingis did. When you got Hartenstein and you paying him $30 million, he's gonna have to play, and that keeps Derek Lively in the game and in the paint. So I don't think OKC got themselves better to play against us, but who knows? We'll see.
I'm gonna tell you right now what the media are doing right now. Now, a lot of reason why OKC. Yep, just set them up to fail. A lot of the reason why OKC had the success they had last year because of health.
Yep.
They were the healthiest team in the NBA. Now, what if Caruso goes down? What if Hartenstein goes down? What if Chet goes down? Then what are you going to do?
And they became the number one seed at the end of the year. It's not like everybody pretends like they were number one seed the whole year. Like they ended the year because of Denver getting it up.
Not only that, when they tied with another team, and the only reason why they got the first seed because they won the head-to-head matchup, all that stuff, like you said. It wasn't like Boston and New York. You were tied with another. Yeah, exactly. So like you were like percentage points, better than them or whatever, or head-to-head matchup winning better than them. You know what I'm saying? Or to get the number one seed. So you right, bro. Like I don't know where this love for OKC is coming from for a team that now if you want to say Minnesota, okay. They went to West Conference Finals or whatever. That's fine. But for them to skip the Western Conference Finals, skip the finals, skip the West Conference Finals, and go to a team who lost in the second round, to say that they're the best team in the West, like I don't get it. But
it's a love story. It's a love story.
They're gonna find out though.
I do think they're top four though, or the true top four though. I have agreed.
No, listen, they could be top four. Guys. But if you just like Johnny B talking about right here, for you to just single-handedly say that they're head and shoulders above everybody in the West, like they're guaranteed. Like
they're saying they're one of the two contenders this year. They're saying the two contenders are OKC and from the
Boston.
West and Boston from the East. Yes, and I don't see it. Like I said, I don't see OKC. I don't think they got better than us, and we just beat them last year. And if the same situation happened, and Lou Dort can do all those games again, imagine Luka healthy. Like Shea was able to still give you 30 a game. Luka had to give you 25 or whatever. Like imagine a healthy Luka in that matchup. Come on, man. Like. It is what it is. But shout out to Div, man. I ain't seen you in a second, Div. He says, is that Hendo? Wow, welcome to the Glow Yard. Wow, I seen him talking sneakers with NBA players all the time, man.
Yeah, he so do. I forgot about that. It all
started, man. And like I said, just one thing I will say is this, man. Most important, man, what y'all are doing right now, giving Mavs fans a different perspective. I think if anybody's watching this right now, if you're watching this, be sure y'all subscribe to them, man, because they're next. Like I tell people all the time, like I enjoy talking to people who actually watch the game that are not essentially being paid by a big letterhead to just say something to stir it up. Like I said, it's good conversations gonna happen this year, and like I said, there's gonna be a lot of backtracking that. Oh, I ain't say that before. Oh, yeah, you did. We got the proof. And so, and people are going to start pointing. And it's a lot of players on the team that's ready to start doing that. And like I said, Luka's one of them guys. He don't really care. But I'm telling y'all going to see, don't let this boy win a championship. Y'all going to see a side of Luka. There's going to be some people that just going to hate him even more because he's this humble guy.
This is Richard again. Hendo, he says, "What the hell? No, he is not." Or layup line, Maxie. I liked you until then. He's joking, just to let you know. That's just how Richard is. He does not like. No, Richard does not like. He has his love-hate relationship with Maxie Cleaver. Like, I mean, to the fullest.
I mean, Maxie is. I'll say this, man. Maxie, and I get it. You know, inconsistent. And we went through some years where he was in the side of the backboard in the playoff game, and then there's moments where we like, dude, we can't live without the dude. There's a couple games like he's there. You got to think about this. He's no longer your sixth best player on your team. Let's just say that. So a lot of these guys that we didn't like are now just like
further down.
Into 12 guys on the team that's just gonna be there just to play a role. We're not requiring you to go out there. Well, Maxie, we need you to go get a 15 and 10 game. We're not requiring you that for Maxie anymore.
Nope.
We just need Maxie to be a part of the core when we need you to show up. When somebody gets in foul trouble, Lively goes down, your card is gonna be ready. Punch in. And I think that we're going to enjoy guys like him and Dwight more because they're not being told, hey, because of the way we got our roster, because of the way it's built, you got to play. I think that they got to earn it. Max is going to have to earn his minutes. As much as we paid him, he's got to earn that. Look, man, we saw last year Tim Hardaway Jr., a guy that they paid a lot of money to, damn near not play any minutes in the finals because guess what? There was a thing called you got to earn this. We're not going to give it to you because you make the money. You're going to earn this. And look, shout out to Jason Kidd.
Shout out to Saint. Igloo, y'all remember, he just said Hendo is cooking. So
hey, man, at the end of the day, man, we got to be honest, man. And like I said, I challenge all my media friends out there that we go, they know. I've been saying this, man. It's going to be all that talk that you had about this guy ain't that, this guy ain't that. We're going to have that conversation.
Yes, sir. Gina says, what I love about this team is our motivation. Every player has something to prove to make these media fools look stupid. I can't wait till they see us next year. They ain't ready.
I agree.
Man, I can't wait, bro.
I can't either. Gina Kim also says, I'm excited to see Hardy's role. I really believe in him and think he can contribute a lot. Same with Grimes, who I think is underrated for us too. I'll ask you this question. I asked Grant Assef on the show not too long ago.
Shout out to Grant.
Do you think this is a make or break season for Jaden Hardy?
No. There's a development thing with him that I like what's going on with him. Pay attention to, if you ever go to a game, pay attention to pregame when he's working out with DA and Shamgod and Jason sitting over there with the iPad just looking. They're working with him. Okay. They're trying to develop him because they understand there could be a situation where a guy like Kyrie gets hurt because it happens. It's Kyrie, right? You need to be ready. And I think that last year they saw that in the playoffs to where they looked at Tim Hardaway and they looked at Jaden Hardy and said, we're going to give him minutes. For a guy that hadn't played a lot, he got minutes of a guy that we thought was the sixth man of the team. And that tells me a lot. And I think that he understands that there's a lot. I think he's gotten a little bit bigger. If y'all noticed in the offseason, it's like he put on some muscle. I think he knows he needs to get in the weight room a little bit. I think Jaden has swallowed his pride, which is great. And look, man, at the end of the day, you're a guard. Jason Kidd is a Hall of Fame guard, and he's your head coach. If he says, yo, keep on working, just work. Kyrie's here. Kyrie is that's his favorite player. He looks up to Kyrie. So he has guys in his ear telling him what he needs to do to be great. And look, at the end of the day, he knows his opportunity's going to come. It's going to happen when we're going to need him. And I think that I'm not worried about his minutes, and I don't think he's worried about it. He just wants to be on this roster, man. He don't want to be back there and playing in Frisco. He wants to be on this team roster where he's a 13-man or a 10-man. I can tell you right now, I love Spence. That's my guy. But he's going to work for the minutes in this training camp. Jaden's coming different, man, and I like it.
That's a great thing. Gina Kim said agreed. I think there's one more move we can make and we're set. But I still have some faith that we'll get off to a great start. But one more move might give us a boost.
I agree. I don't think Nico's done, y'all. I'm telling you, man. It's something that I'm just gonna say this, man. There's players around the league that seem to think Dow's got one more in him, a move, and it's probably gonna shake up a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna read this off TGK's page. But what up, Nix? He says, "What do you guys think of the new MAVS ownership so far?" I'll let TGK and Chris tackle that.
I love the potential that they have. I mean, they've gotten rid of one of the owners that has blundered and fumbled on occasion. I'm being nice there, but I just like what they have moving forward. They've given Nico free reign to be able to do what he needs to do. There's no training wheels anymore, right? Like he's just great at what he does. So instead of acting like, oh, well, I'll let him do the deal. No, he's doing these deals now. And you don't see ownership being involved, making videos or doing interviews and talking. They let Nico be able to speak for himself. So I like what they're doing. They're being ran like a professional organization for once, which from a fan's perspective. But also the fact that they're trying to utilize the Mavericks as a way to make Dallas a bigger place to come visit as a tourist as well. That's also interesting. So again, they got a lot of big money. They're going to impact a lot of things. So for Mavericks fans, get ready for a casino, resort, arena, whatever the case may be, whether you like it or not. They're gonna do their part to make sure the Mavericks are successful because it impacts their business. So it's like a 2-2, a one-on-one thing, right? If the Mavericks are successful, they're good, and then they're able to implement what they want. So, I'll take championships, and they can do whatever they want, right? So I like what they're doing so far.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, their business, they understand business. You got to put a good product out. Marcus he was a guy that at the end of the day, he's gotten older, and we started seeing it. He's my guy. I love Mark. Got a good relationship with him, but we started coming eventually, right? And the fact that they did give Nico full reins, that's what great organizations do. We got the cash. You just come to us when it's time to spend the cash, and we'll hand over the check. And to me, once you start doing that, there's no confusion on who's making the moves or who's doing it. We know who's making the moves. It makes everybody's jobs easier. I think from the fan standpoint, we should also be excited because this is a family that deals with resorts, to what you mentioned. They understand entertainment value. And I've always said this, the Mavericks need a culture change. And what I mean by culture change is this, man. We all in this room, we all go to the American Airlines Arena. It's look, beyond just the excitement of the fans, the rowdies and everything, it is very dull in that arena. And I think that it starts with how you market this team, who you got running social media. You're going to see a whole new change, y'all. I don't think people are aware. There's a lot of people that we're used to seeing work for the Mavs don't work for the Mavs no more. And I think they understand that you need to acquire younger talent, get people in that understand, like, why every team in the league got cool graphics but self us. Why everybody's social media team can make the cool snarky jokes, but we can't do that. So I think that they understand that, man. And like I said, I'm happy that, from a business standpoint, we can separate that, because the problem is, Mark tried to do both, and it's unfortunate because he got older, and I also think that the league kind of passed him by. And I got to give Mark credit, because when nobody would give Nico a chance, he gave him the chance. And I feel like, if one thing we could take away from what Mark did in his tenure, I would take the end over anything that he did, because he did hand it over. Like, most guys are honorary enough to not want to do that, because he can say, I helped build this product. I helped this happen. And we were a terrible organization before I got here. But he understood it. And like I said, he probably got time to take blame too. So at the end of the day, I think the new ownership understands it. And I also think that they understand that there's a time frame for all this. And we got a guy that's a generational talent. And like I said, give it a few years, when this new arena pops up, y'all gonna see some stuff that the Mavs have never been accustomed to. I think that they getting all that dirty laundry out of there. And y'all know what I mean by that. It's gonna be a lot of changes. Like I said, once again, I challenge everybody, go look at who works for the Mavs now. Which we all know.
All the time. But I'm gonna rapid fire through a couple more Hendo real quick with you and TGK. Daniel Berry, check out his channel for highlights and all. He says, hey, everyone, happy Tuesday. Appreciate you, Daniel Berry, as always. Gene, I know you're in there, but I'm going to try to get some new folks in there real quick so we can get as many as we can. Isvera says, how do y'all think the offense will be with Clay? I can see Jason Kidd making slight adjustments to the offense to benefit Clay. He should, but again, Clay going to be wide open, and he should just knock down threes. That's my one. Y'all real quick.
Yeah, Jason Kidd's gonna let Kyrie and Luka do what they do. Yep. Clay is the guy. He's the glue guy. He understands. If anybody knows how to play with stars, he played with 2 Hall of Famers before.
3
plus 3. So he understands that. Clay is just adding on to the, when you play Call of Duty, you put the perks, you add more perks to the person.
Yeah.
He's just one of the perks that got added to it. So just think of it that way.
Sir.
And if anybody
Great
knows
sniper.
I never understood. I get it. Jason Kidd may not be the most. He's a quirky guy at times when it comes to like, why would you do that, Jason Kidd? Why do you do this? But let's not forget, this is a guy that was creating offense as a player on those New Jersey teams, and with Lucius Harris, Kerry King, not making fun of those
Lucius
guys.
Harris, boy.
Yeah, not making fun of Aaron Williams, not making fun
Aaron
of
Williams. Yeah.
If anybody knows how to create some offense, it will be him. And I think that
You said Tom McCullum?
Keith Van Horn.
Jesus Christ, we go down
man.
this.
Yeah. Saint says,
Van Horn.
I have been a Kyrie stan his entire career. It feels good. It feels so good to finally have a home. I'm glad he has a home, man. Kyrie, I feel next extension next year, right?
Yeah, and I think he loves the organization. I will say this: in my conversations with him, I think the fans need to get a pat on the back. I think that if you're a fan of this team, he's been embraced in a different way that he can appreciate. Yeah. He's also been in the city, been around the culture, and like the culture that we don't talk about. Like I said, once again, I felt like the MAVS organization missed out on a lot of things culture-wise in the DFW, the Oak Cliffs, where it's really at. You got to start hitting that because those are your biggest fans. The people in the Section 300s, not in the 100s.
Woo,
the 300s. Them are your biggest fans.
Div says, Hendo, how difficult is it to get NBA players to open up to you and gain their trust where they feel comfortable talking to you?
I think for me, man, the fortunate thing that happened to me, like I said, I came from another industry. I've always been a sports fan, but I'm known for sneakers and gaming. Mm-hmm. So you got to realize this, man. I could be on the PlayStation playing Call of Duty. All of a sudden, here's probably Kevin Durant or here's somebody, and we knock it out. I'm an Xbox too. I got I'm Xbox. I'm PC. I'm all of them. So, all right. But like the thing, yeah, we gonna connect, man. But I think at the end of the day, man, just being honest, man. They know what I'm gonna bring. My content's always been the same. Anybody I tell that's getting in this industry, my advice is be authentic. A lot of times we find ways to want to be controversial. Yes, it's a slow process when you are not controversial, when you're not trying to stir the pot, but you're going to gain more respect for them players when you really need them and you need them to do an interview. They'll do it for you because they respect you. And like I said, throughout the years, man, just the teachings, I had good mentors, guys like Sean Marion, Dirk. Like them guys, I sat back and I never forget one of my favorite interviews that I ever did was my first interview was with Steve Nash. And I never forget this, man. This is 2009. I showed up in the arena with the baggiest suit ever, looking crazy. It was hot in the locker room. And I was scared because I had never been around NBA guys. Mm-hmm. And I literally probably just got through playing 2K. And I saw it, and I'm like, man, here goes Steve Nash. I'm in the locker room, y'all, with a sound recorder and a BlackBerry in my hand. Mm-hmm. So I tell you how long that was, right? Yep. And Steve Nash walked by, and he said, "You good?" And I looked. I had to look up because I'm like, damn, he is 6'4". Steve Nash, right? I'm a little dude. So Steve Nash goes, "Hey, man, what you doing?" I was like, man, I'm just a media guy, man. He said, "You ain't got no question for me?" I was like, "Yeah, man, so how it is to play back?" He said, "Come on, man. You don't even seem like the type of dude that would ask them kind of questions. What you like?" I said, "Man, I love shoes. I love video games." He said, "Stick to it." He said, "It'll get you further than doing that." He said, "We play y'all again. The next time I come here, we're going to do an interview together. And I want to see you not in that suit." And I remember, I never forget, the funny Boris Diaw started laughing. All these guys started laughing. And I was like, all right. I kind of took it. I was mad at first. I thought he was trying to one-up me. But then he came back, and I remember I walked up to him. I said, "Let's do this interview." And first thing he looked at me, "Man, I like your J's, man." He said, you look a little more authentic now." And then I remember me and him talked about soccer. We talked about video games. And he was like, "You keep doing that." He said, "Yeah, of course you got to ask tough questions. But if you build that core relationship, guys don't want to talk to you." And people still try to find ways like, how the hell is Hendo talking to these dudes? How is Kevin Durant and them following? How is like LeBron and them retweet? How is he getting all these dudes to like him? How are these dudes, Dame Lillard? They all like him. Like, how is this working? It's all about being yourself, man. At the end of the day, y'all got that same personality I got. Y'all fit the culture. Remember, we're in a different element now in sports where culture means a lot. We come from that generation of culture. So I think at the end of the day, you build that up. For me, I don't really like. I tell players all the time, man. Unless case you want me to tell this story, I'm gonna tell it. But if not, it's cool. There's a bunch of stories that I could tell for days, and I know I can go viral for it. But I realized that, man, at the end of the day, it's more important for me to have that relationship because if I needed somebody to come on the podcast, they'll do it for me. So, shout out to the players, man. And I'm fortunate to say that I had great mentors. Like I said, shout out to Dirk. I mean, the professional of all professionals. No matter what I needed, Dirk Nowitzki was a superstar. I looked up to Dirk, man, and I was in high school when Dirk was doing his thing, man, and I was just like, yo, Dirk is one of them dudes. And having him, I think that was my easiest transition because having a superstar like him, and yes, I said superstar for those out there that seem to forget.
I don't know who forgot.
Dirk made my life easy. I didn't have to go through. I feel bad for the people that, and not saying Luka's a bad guy, but it is rough having to be a new guy in media and have to cover Luka because he's over. Like, in wrestling, they say you're over. He's over, right? Whereas like Dirk, he was just like them dudes. Like you would have thought the way Dirk's personality was, he was like Maxie Kleber. You would think he's Maxie Kleber.
Yeah. I always talk about it. He need to talk up for himself. I wish he would do more because people don't give him the respect he deserves. I'm like, man, you talk about the Duncans and Garnett, and Garnett was given the business by Dirk multiple times, but he doesn't talk about it. I'm like,
be honest. Last thing, be honest, man. Just be honest to them dudes, man. Like at the end of the day, they know. Trust me. I've had players tell me. They ask me about media people all the time. They're like, hey, man, you like that dude? What you think about him, man? I don't know, man. Like, he seemed kind of weird. And I kind of explained to him, like, hey, man, they got a job, blah, blah, blah. Because guess what? When you become media, you're going to be doing the same thing they doing. Yeah. So don't forget. So, like real I said, stay true.
Real recognize real. Always.
Stay true.
Always. And appreciate you for those words, Hendo, for real.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Big Jay's a glow, y'all. I'm gonna give you 3 more. Big Jay's a glow, y'all. Remember, he said, is it really biased thinking you have the best player when you literally have the best player in the world?
Nah, man, you know. And a lot of people know. I just think at the end of the day, he's not the personality that you hope. A lot of people want this guy to be bubbly in your ear. He's not that. I mean, who knows, man? Like, Jokic is still considered the best player in the world, but I really personally think this young dude, number 77 for the Dallas Mavericks, he's been the best player in the league. I just think that people don't want to admit it because he doesn't fit the narrative. He doesn't check off a lot of things, the look, the way he's, he comes in out of shape, but he's scoring 40 on everybody as if he's playing on rookie mode on 2K. So, I think that people just don't want to admit it because every narrative that we've been taught, yo, you got to be in the gym every day. Yo, you got to be a dog. You can't be whining. He's done everything opposite, and he's been great. And I think that, basketball minds, the old heads ain't liking that. But guess what? He passing all y'all up, y'all. Get ready.
I tell Rel all the time, Luka put up numbers that's hard to get in 2K when you play 12 minutes. That's how difficult. Luka puts up numbers. I'm like, I got put up 73 and 10 in a game. Like, that's.
I gotta give you 60, 20, and 10.
Yeah, 10. Like, whoa, man.
Come on, man. Them boys know, man. I'm telling y'all, I'd have been in many locker rooms after he done had some nights. That New York night, Julius Randle was my guy. And I gotta do this. I ain't never seen Julius Randle more distraught than that night when we had that game against the Knicks and Luka went off. Julius Randle was so happy to be back home, have a team is winning.
He always
goes. Luka. There was no conversation after the game.
Steve says the elephant in the room that hasn't been discussed yet is Hemi Powell. We call it Steve, and we call him around here Kareem Abdul-Powell. Get it right.
I love it, man. Dwight, man. Look, man, I get it. But like I said, Dwight, look, man, we got to deal with it, man. Look, for every team, you're going to have that guy. And he's our guy. Like, at the end of the day, if Luka wants him here, they love him for a reason. So I think that we all should keep that in mind. He's no longer your 6th best player or 5th best player. Yep. He's your 13th guy. He's your towel waiver. When you need to come and get a hard foul, somebody to act clumsy, throw the whole game off, that shit. Shout out to Dwight. Dwight gonna kill.
Shout out to Dwight. Yeah. It is hey, if we get Dwight on here, man, I'd love to talk to Dwight. Absolutely, get Richard on the show when it's happening. G2 says this last one. He over on Twitch. Appreciate you, G2. He says, does it feel different this offseason? The offseason videos we are seeing from the team, like, are the vibes real, or am I my fandom taking over, or is my fandom?
Nah, it is G2. It is.
It's real, man. Like I said, if you one of them guys that like to go hoop in these gyms, You should go to them gyms. Some of them guys in the gym every day, they know what's at stake. And also, I think that there's a lot of competition amongst these guys. There's gonna be a lot of fights in practice, man. I'm gonna say that, man. These boys are wired a little different. You're getting guys like Najee Marshall, who play tough, and PJ. And I know PJ ain't gonna back down. Gafford is there. He probably gonna get tired of Lively moving around, elbowing and stuff. Like I'm telling y'all, man, it's a different vibe. But at the end of the day, they're gonna rock with each other, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it right.
Dogs.
You need them.
Hey, wait, man.
That's
Listen, man. Definitely appreciate these guys joining us here, man, for another episode, man. If we talk Mavs, listen, I got all of their info in the description box below, y'all. Please go down, man, and follow these guys. Follow their YouTube channels, man. Follow their Twitter pages. You can also go and look at the Chris's work on chendo.com. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure, Chris, man, having you on. Like I said, man, we know about your work. We all watch Fanatics Views. You know, we follow your channel and all that stuff, man. Just to finally get you on, man, to kind of get your take, man, on this team, man, it's definitely a treat, man.
I'm blessed, man. I'm just happy y'all reached out, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, I love when, people that you guys have admirations to be somewhere. Like you guys want to bring that different perspective. You're not being told what to say or what to do. And I appreciate that, man. Game recognized game, man. I feel like, one of these days I'm going to look over at the press box. Y'all will be right next to me, man. I envision that, man. Like I said, y'all had Grant on here. Grant's one of my guys, man. I remember Grant when he first started, man. He was a sponge, and he still is, man. He has me press all the time, and that's my guy. And like I said, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Be sure everybody who's watched this, subscribe, comment, like their videos, man, because it's important you do that because we need that. We need that real stuff in the basketball culture and basketball media. We don't have a lot of that. We got a lot of yes men and a lot of people that want to shock jock their way through it. We don't have the real. And like I said, right now I'm sitting next to real. I met TGK, I think last year on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. And like me and him, we built a good rapport and stuff. So, I love what you guys are doing, man. And y'all keep doing this, man. We gonna make some things happen. I'm going to have to talk to a few of the guys, see if I can get them to jump in on the podcast. So I think we're going to make it happen. For sure.
Appreciate that, man.
Plug yourself. TGK, plug yourself as well, man, because TGK's the man. I don't want to be all love. I know Chris appreciate it.
Shout out to TGK, man. The real one.
But plug yourself, man, before we get off of here. Chris, you got anything else going on? What you up to next? TGK as well, man. Like, let us know.
Gotta go, TGK.
Oh, y'all already know, man. We got a highly anticipated pregame show, which we're working around the clock. Every hour of every single hour, just to prep the show. I swear, whatever you thought this show used to be, this pregame show is a whole 180, man. It's gonna be completely different.
Okay.
With my co-host Sticks, salute to him. He does a lot of the work as well, man. Again, we're working tirelessly right now. We're putting in so many hours just to make the show what it needs to be the best damn Mavericks pregame show in the world. So again, TGK,
that's what you got to do, man.
Yeah, man, just wait, man. But TGK TV on YouTube, the Garcia Kid on Twitter. If you want a place to watch a pregame show to get you hyped for the Mavericks this upcoming season, again, it'll be on my channel. We're probably gonna go live, I believe, like an hour before the games, and we'll be out 10 minutes before the game tips off. That way, we have time to flip over to playback. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely check me and Sticks out, man. We're gonna bring it this year. It's gonna be completely different.
Yes, sir, man.
Chris?
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, like I said, man, just, support these dudes, man. It ain't about me. I'm just happy to be here. At the end of the day, like everybody knows, you go to YouTube or go to Twitter, I respond to everybody. Just shoot a DM, but you can find everything Hendo. You can go on YouTube and find it. I do partner with Fanatics View. You'll see everything in the world on there, anything of any sport. I do a lot of baseball content right now. Obviously, a lot of people know I partnered with John Boy and Talking Baseball, so with them as well. So got a lot of partnerships. But yeah, just go to the YouTube. Can't wait for MAVS Media Day. Got some good stuff wrapped up with a couple of players that y'all gonna love to see. Some fun interviews coming out with some important Mav peoples for the past and present. So just look out, like I said. But for me personally, if y'all could do me one favor, just be sure to subscribe to everybody's channel over here. Be sure to comment on this video, like this video, whatever they got. Spam the comments. Keep the algorithm going because we need it, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to TGK, Rel, King. Y'all keep doing your thing. I appreciate y'all, man, more than anything. And let's keep that good basketball culture going in sports media.
Sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. Y'all heard him, man. Y'all definitely heard him, man. Listen, please do us a huge favor, y'all. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, for those who are watching on TGK's channel, subscribe to his channel too. Like I said, we got some big things coming up here, y'all. The season is right around the corner, as y'all heard Chris say. Cannot wait, man. It's gonna be a hot season, man. I can't wait, man. I think this is gonna be the season, y'all. I really feel it. Hopefully, I'm right, man. So please, guys, subscribe to the channels and also to so hit that like button, y'all. Please hit that like
button. Y'all see that button right there? That's a little white button you're gonna hit. Hit that subscribe button. And
hit that little
shut the bell. And shut the bell. Be sure you hit the bell.
Yes,
y'all see us there right now. Y'all be sure y'all hit that, man. And y'all be sure y'all comment, spam these dudes' comments. Keep it going.
Yes.
Keep them active, man. This is what we need. If y'all want good content, this is the content that you want. Trust me, it's there.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Div, man. He says, I have to say this is the best episode to date. He said, thanks to Chris. He says, you make me feel like the Mavs are championship vibes. He said, we'd love to see Kyrie on here. He would be the most interesting interview. Yeah, man. We love Kyrie over here, man.
We might have to work some magic. I may need to tell that we gonna get somebody. Trust me. I'm gonna manifest that. I got a couple of guys I need to see in the next few weeks anyway. So we need to make that happen. I'm gonna tell them if I need this is my one favor. I never ask you for anything. But just the one time I need a favor. Even if we can get them to do some sort of weird, like, hey, y'all get the question, the answer, y'all can post it. Just something, man. Give these guys something, man. So I'm gonna challenge a couple of them guys that everybody want to see.
Make sure they know our names do not rhyme with Vince McMahon.
There we go.
You feel me? We're not another McMahon. Just know that. But that's about it. Go ahead.
You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that right there.
Nah, I don't want to be that. So we're good.
Definitely no. But yeah, man, listen. Also, too, man, for those who want to become members of the channel, simply hit that join button right there next to the subscribe button. If you're on an iPhone, you have to go through Safari and through the YouTube desktop version. Find our channel that way and hit join. Or you just simply hit the join button right there next to the subscribe button. Also, too, you can follow me on my other channel, Cause We Geeked, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television, guys. I don't know when our next show is, but we definitely will have one coming up here pretty soon, man, because some more news drop. It's always news dropping, man, the movies and television. But yeah, so y'all guys can follow us over there, too. Help us get to our second goal of our first 500, man. Like I said, we're still a young and growing YouTube channel. We're definitely trying to get that channel going. You know what? I need to make a drop for our boys, Jay and Will, man. Shout out to Jay and Will, man. Please follow Jay and Will. Their new channel. They're now back. They used to be part of the Glow Sun channel. We used to have one channel together, and now they have their own channel. They got the schedules and everything lined up now. Please, I'm telling y'all, these guys are very knowledgeable about football, man. Please go follow my friends Jay and Will. If you look them up, matter of fact, King put it on our channel.
Yep.
Yeah, just scroll down to the bottom, guys, where you find the channels, and it's gonna say Jay and Will on there. But if you go look them up, it's Jay and Will Podcast. You type in Jay and Will Podcast.
Just the letter J.
The letter J. The letter J and Will Podcast, y'all, on YouTube, man, and find them and please subscribe to their channel, guys. Help them get their channel going. But yeah, man, listen, with all that being said, man, it is your boys Rolling King of We Talk Mavs, where we talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective. We have our guest TGK and our guest Chris Hendo in the building. We will be back here on Friday, y'all, for the members only show on Friday. So all the members can join us there. Like I always say, man, same Mav time, same Mav channel. Go Mavs. And we out, y'all.
Let's go Mavs.